All right, I got several things going on tonight. Okay, I'm gonna do something just a little bit different, and I know it seems like I do say that a lot. Okay, what I've got on here, I've got broccoli, zucchini, potatoes, and some peppers. All right, I'm gonna stir fry it all. Now I know what you're thinking, well, how are you gonna stir fry it all? Well, I don't know. We're gonna find out, all right? Carrots too. I'm gonna hit the potatoes and the carrots. I've got split up. Now I went with these small carrots, okay? Reason why is I felt like they would stir up, they would sort of fry up easier than one with the other stuff, all right? Now it's gonna be, what do you call that when it's not completely done, Jan? Broccoli, I just put the broccoli in too, okay? Got broccoli in here. It's pretty big, the broccoli is. All right, I'm going to give this a try. Not really in the past. I've never stir fried all this. There goes the peppers. What, yeah? I know it's a lot, okay? But the neighbors told me if we had anything left, I could call them, okay? I've already talked to them, all right? So what I'm going to do, I put a little butter in it, okay? Instead of water to steam it, I'm putting a little butter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it on low for a little while. I'm also going to hit just a little bit of teriyaki. All right. I know you don't. Okay. A little garlic powder. Okay. A little regular pepper. Okay. Regular salt. Okay. Just a little regular salt. All right. And a little bit of onion powder. Okay, like I said, what I'm gonna do, I never stir fry this mixture before, but I just thought, I'm gonna try this something a little bit different. I've got several things on the menu tonight I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna stir fry this whole monstrosity. Now you won't be able to taste the teriyaki that much in. I'm just gonna put a little bit on it. It's just sort of going to give it a little bit. And I'll have to give it a little more butter, I'm sure. Okay. The teriyaki just gives a little bit of a bite. The teriyaki will. Okay. And I'll have to give it some more butter. I put about 3 tablespoons of butter in it a moment ago. I'm going to keep it on low so I don't hit it hard. And we'll come back in a few minutes and sort of see where we are. I'll be back in a minute. All right, here's what I'm doing, okay? Doing cornbread. All right, I'm trying to follow this recipe if I can down the line. I'm going to, this is what it calls for: a cup of flour, cup of cornmeal. It says a tablespoon of baking soda. I had baking powder. When you replace those two, you're supposed to use 3 times as much baking powder as you do baking soda. Also, what I'm doing, instead of regular flour, I'm using a self-rising flour. So we just don't know what's really going to happen here, okay? All kinds of stuff could go on. We're not exactly sure. But what we're going to do is start out with this. I've got the cornmeal. Well, I believe this is actually the flour. And what I've done too is I sifted this. If you can get a shot of this, I sifted all my flour and my cornmeal. All right, here is baking soda and baking soda and half a tablespoon of salt in this. Okay, now I'm going to go with what it calls for also. It calls for some brown sugar. I've never put brown sugar in cornbread before. Now, I know what you're thinking. That makes it a northern type of brown sugar. Okay, I'm not going to put this in. I'm going to set all this over here and get this ready. Okay, now, all right, up here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'll get this sort of mix it together. Get it sort of where it's, everything's sort of in there anyhow, all right? Get that all going. Now, I'll commence the other, okay, going in. Now, I've got a buttermilk, a cup of buttermilk, regular buttermilk going in here. All right, 1/4 cup of melted butter. 1/4 cup of melted butter going in. And a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. and 2 eggs. It says large eggs. This is about as large as I can get. Okay, now, this is what I'm going to run into, okay? I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. You don't want to over mix it, it says. I don't really know. I'm using a whisk, but I don't know if the whisk is going to work really exceptionally well. I don't really like the way the whisk is working out. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going over to a wooden spoon, okay? That didn't work, did it?
Yeah, the little one, that little one can't hold it.
Oh, okay, all right. Back up with the camera just a minute for me, huh? Okay, now, I'm going over to, went over to this. I tried the whisk, but it didn't really work good. It says not to over mix it, okay, on this cornbread. I've got my oven heating at 400 degrees. It says 22 to 25 minutes is what it's calling for. I have my cast iron, 9-inch cast iron on the stove. Right now I have it heating up, okay? And I put about a couple tablespoons of butter in it. I think I'm about mixed good. I put the liquid in it that it called for. I don't want to, I'm trying really to learn how to stay with the recipe, okay? I don't really like that spatula. I meant to go with a rubber one. I'm dirtying up way more dishes than I want to. The young lady that does dishes will throw a fit, okay? Oh, that's better. Okay, now, all right. Cast iron is on the stove, heating right now. Come over here and get a shot of this. I had put butter in it. Got it moving around pretty good. I've Criscoed it too. I've got this sucker oiled up. Everybody I know, and I have done it all different ways. And some people say they absolutely do not heat it up ahead of time, okay? Now, the reason I think you heat it, and this is what we know, and we've had several on this, okay, is you heat it to give it that crispy, to make it crispy around the outside. It's not overly complicated. This is the thing, man. You gotta cook sometimes and fool with it. Okay? Alright? Just gotta cook sometimes and fool with it. You know, I cook sometimes. I shared with you the other night, Janice was sleeping, and I reached and snuck and made 8 apple pies at 12 o'clock at night. Okay, while she sleep. Okay, the reason why I had to sneak, I had to clean up my kitchen because I knew she would get me. Okay, I'm very careful. I don't want her to get me. Okay, now you see here, that looks really good. Best I can tell. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in this oven, 400 degrees. Okay, we're going to lock and load. We're going to set it for 25 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, we'll set it for that. We'll see what happens in a few moments. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff going into that, and I know you're saying we could just pour that Jiffy pop back out, Jiffy, what do they call it? Jiffy lube? What is it?
You get those cornbread sticks in it.
Yeah, or you can get the cornbread sticks Jen said in a little package. But it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to fix my cornbread. And this is not for the meek at heart like Jody and people like that to try at home. Or Jody or Bobby or other people out there that try to cook like me. This is not for the meek at heart. Anyway, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, on the vegetables, okay, we're getting close on the vegetables. I'm not going to be exactly, hold on just a second. Got it. On the vegetables, this is a trial thing, okay? My wok is not a good wok either. It's a cheap wok. All right? They're really getting a little looser than what I want, but they're not really ended up like a stir fry. And that's what I was shooting for. But, I'm going to hit them just a little longer. Okay, here's one thing I'm doing tonight, okay? I've got a steak. I've cut a pretty good sized steak in 2 for Janice and I, all right? I'm going to go ahead and season it just a lick before I put it in the skillet. I'm going to hit it with a little onion powder, just a little touch of garlic, You want to be able to taste it. A little salt, a little pepper. Okay, and then I'm going to hit it with some of this. It's it's called a bourbon seasoning, Yellowstone seasoning it's called, okay? All right, that's what it's called. This is a steak seasoning. The reason why is I'm not doing a lot of stuff on this. I want to see if the steak will come through, all right? I'm going to season the other side once I get in the skillet. Okay, now, a little salt, pepper. I'm not over seasoning because I want the actual taste of it to come through. A little garlic and this little bourbon. It's called a smoky bourbon seasoning, okay? You know, and it's going to be tough to get this steak really done as I like, but it probably end up just like Janice likes. Okay, I'm going to turn it with tongs when it comes time. I'm going to hit it right now on medium, then I'll hit it up on high. Okay, and let it rock and roll. And we'll see what happens from there. All right, we'll see sort of where we're at. See what happens. I've been turning these off and on. I've been turning the vegetables off and on. Again, I probably need to get a good wok. This is it's just a cheap Walmart wok. I've got a smaller one that's a better wok. I should have used it probably, but I didn't. I used the cheap Walmart wok. All right, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Put my mittens up, didn't you? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check this cornbread. It's been 20 some minutes. It's right attractive, and I'm gonna give it about 2 more minutes. Okay, all right, on the steaks, here's the deal. I hate to cook steaks, all right, simply because I just don't like it. Okay. All right, now that's the seasoning on them. The meat's not that done. These are they don't look like it, but they're about a medium well. If you look, because I butterflied them and took a look at them inside, and they're about a medium well is what they are. It's 2 big old pieces of meat. I just don't like to cook steaks. I like to eat steaks, okay? But I don't like to cook steaks simply because they're pain. They're pain in the back end to cook. I don't like to cook them. No, I don't. All right. Now, here's the vegetables. Okay. You have to understand, the broccoli's more done than I thought. Okay. It's stir-fried all up in the same skillet. Not beautiful, but it really does taste pretty good. Okay. Tastes pretty good. Let me fix that back out there where it looks good. Okay, now, cornbread, I mean, it could just anything. It could be anything. All right, the cornbread could just be, I don't know. Okay? Who knows about cornbread? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. Okay? My best cornbread I fixed, I listened to Janice, and I done it in a pan, a little full pan. But everybody I know says, cook it in the cast iron, cook it in the cast iron. Okay. But I just don't, I'm not happy with it, all right, in the cast iron. I'm going to bring it out over here and sit on the table. You're supposed to let it cool before you eat it. Now, does it look good? Yeah, it looks very good. Will it be good? Who knows? Okay. Looks good. Cornbread looks good. Oh no. Could come out of here. All right, I'm gonna let it rest just a minute while I get the butter. Oh, it's hot. My mitten is hot. Ooh. Get a little blue bonnet out. And a knife. I have absolutely used the dishes and the silverware on this trip. Okay, I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you the results of the cornbread. Okay, here's the deal. The cornbread almost came out of the thing okay. This side over here was a little rough, all right? It was a little bit rough. That's my ice machine going. It was a little bit rough. I'm gonna let it cool off. Then we're gonna cut it in just a moment, but we'll cut it. But it really turned out pretty good. I'm gonna see how it's gonna taste. And we'll take it from there. The steak, okay. This is the deal. Janice likes her steak medium rare, okay? And this is medium rare. I don't like it like that, okay? If I had my druthers and I ever have a piece of meat like this, it's a pretty good piece of meat, okay? This sucker would be in the slow cooker with some beef broth on it or something, and I would be slow cooking that sucker for about 6 hours because I just don't like the pressure of cooking a big steak. I just don't enjoy it. It just really tears my nerves up. I don't like it. The cornbread though, the deal I think on the cornbread, that's my last time putting cornbread in the cast iron skillet. And I'll show it to you when I cut it in just a few moments. We'll flip it over.
Wait, let me help you.
No, I believe I can do it. I believe I can do it. Oh, it's hot.
No, we'll just wait.
I'm gonna let it cool off just a minute. I'll be back in just a minute.
Wait.
All right, okay, here's the deal. I shared with you, I have a problem with cornbread, but I'm not done, okay? Now, this cornbread, it really is not that bad. I was a little bit vexed. I had a piece of it come off over here, okay? All right, it's a little bit crumbly, but we did fool with the recipe just a little bit, okay? Now, I know you're thinking, well, why don't you just get the Martha White, whatever, and go from there? Well, I may, okay? Right now, here's where we are. All right? It's a little crumbly. All right? Try it without anything on it. I don't know. I'm not overly happy with it. First thing is I don't like putting salt in cornbread, but it called for salt on the recipe. I don't really like it, okay? I don't know. I don't like it, right? I just don't like it, Jan. I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. I don't like it. I don't like that recipe. I'd like to find a better recipe. Okay? That would just, I don't know, it just didn't, not good. Don't do it at home, wherever you are in the world. I don't know. I will mark the cornbread as a failure. Will we probably eat it? Yeah. Will we send some to the neighbor's house? I'm sure we will. Steak is so-so. All right. There's nothing in this video that I would encourage you to fix at home. Don't fix the vegetables like I did. Do not fix the cornbread like I did. And don't even fix the steak like I did. The steak isn't too bad, but still I'd mark it all as a failure. Failed on the cornbread. The vegetables I tried different. Really weren't worth jack. Okay, they're okay, we'll eat them, but they ain't that good either. The cornbread was so-so, but I just don't like the recipe. I used buttermilk, I used the self-rising flour, I used the cornmeal. But anyway, it's just a real iffy situation. All right. Thank you for watching Cooking with John. I do not recommend that you cook anything that you've watched in this program. Adios.